hope you all have been enjoying the holiday season. It's December 26th. It's mid-afternoon, and it's a kind of a foggy day here, cloudy, but it's mid-40s, and there's hardly any wind at all. So I thought it would be a good day to come out and take a deeper dive and explore this area that I have started a lot of my videos at. I'm at Sylvan Island Park in Rock Island. It's on the border of Rock Island, Moline, actually. And I've started a lot of my adventures here, and east to west it has a lot to offer for the area. So let's take a little deeper dive, shall we? The main channel of the Mississippi River flows between Davenport, Iowa and the Rock Island Arsenal. A secondary channel, Sylvan Slough, which you are looking at now, flows around the backside of Arsenal Island between Rock Island and Moline. Across the bridge here is Sylvan Island, which is approximately 35 acres. There's 3 points of interest I'm going to show to you today to cover a little history and reveal why this is an unknown gem in this Quad Cities area and to the rest of the nation, and in fact the world. So let's take a little ride and walk onto the island itself, and we'll stop by the points of interest. We're going to start here at this monument dedicated September 1st, 1995 to Republic Steel, a huge iron and steel factory that was erected on this island that provided a lot of raw materials for the war effort and just the local economy. Started in 1894 and it ran till about 1956, and it's a tribute to people from all ethnicities that contributed to working at Republic Steel and the betterment of this area. Got my giant Talon mountain bike out, 29-inch, very dependable ride. It's not my bike packing bike, but it's my everyday bike, and I like to take it for journeys like this because it's not full of all the gear that I have on my main bike that I take bike packing, so it's very versatile. Here's a list of all the hiking trails. There's several. Walking here to the Thomas W. Rogers Visitor Center. Not sure who Thomas Rogers was. I might have to look into that. But various information on the wall here about the types of fish, birds, trees, plants, and other animals. Information on iron and steel processes of the Republic Steel factory that was here, and the bridges, and a bit of a picnic area right here. Let's continue on and head east on this trail towards the hydroelectric power dam. on the southeast bank of the Sylvan Slough, Sylvan Island, and behind me is the current powerhouse. And as you can see, some graffiti throughout the years, but it's not like criminal graffiti. It's kind of like cultural art, in fact. All right, so let's take a little view and I'll give you some history on the area. David Sears arrived in this area about 1834, and immediately he started on thinking about generating power in the area through use of hydro dams. He built some earlier ones that were out towards the southwest part of Rock Island, near the Rock River. Work on the first dam here was between 1869 and 1871. After that, in 1898, 1899, the 1871 powerhouse project was removed, and a new dam was erected that did not cross the Sylvan Slough. Then this dam was removed in 1941 and 1942, and a new structure, the one you're seeing, was built. The power that was generated through this structure is routed across the island to the Arsenal Dam and to other parts of the city. There's a bit of an eerie element here on this corner of the property. They say this area is one of the most haunted in the area. They've had paranormal investigations out here before, and from what I read yesterday, 12 deaths have been accounted to on this property through accident and other means. There's also tunnels beneath here, they say on the east side. I'm not going to walk down there today and look for them, but I've seen some pictures on the internet about them. Tunnels that led underneath this property, and whether they still exist or not, I'm not sure, but I've seen the pictures and they don't look that old. Well, that's going to do it for our first stop. Now we're going to head north down the trail to our next destination. How's it going? Behind me, you're looking at the power dam that was built in 1871 on Arsenal Island. This is looking across the slough, the powerhouse and the dam that supported the shops and the factories on Arsenal Island. Still in use today, still providing the power to keep the U.S. military churning. Across the slough there's Arsenal Island. That's where all the Civil War era shops were built from limestone. Much of it was used from this island, Sylvan Island, which also contained a rock quarry. I would like to add, when I was a young man in my 20s, I used to come down here and fish all the time. And at that time, it was one of the best areas for walleye and sauger, stripies, catfish, and I came 4 ounces away from a state record at that time of a sauger. It was right under 5 pounds. And there was a bait shop at that time close here, and I went and had it weighed and certified and got a big fish award. I don't know how the fishing is down here now, if it's changed. I don't really do that much fishing anymore. I'd like to get back to it at some point, but maybe when I get some of the rest of this traveling and video stuff out of my system and slow down a bit, I'll get back into fishing. But right now, I'm going to stay active. Behind me is the Central Trail, which basically bisects the island. It's the main trail, and we're going to continue down to our next destination. Behind me are some remnants of the Republic Steel and Iron Factory that was built in 1894 and continued operations until 1956. Much of what they built went towards the military. The previous places I took you illustrated that, and the power that was sent to Arsenal Island to operate those shops and factories. There's several miles of these bike packing trails. And they're challenging. I'm not going to take you through a lot of them, but I just wanted to let you know the combined mileage for all the trails combined is about 6 miles here on Sylvan Island. The circumference of the island, the trail on the island, I believe is about 1.5 miles. Just so you get a little idea of the off-roading that's available. This open field, not a lot to look at, but this was the quarry, according to the map, which makes sense. It's not overgrown or anything, and according to the map, this is where the quarry came, where they took out a lot of limestone to make those old Civil War era buildings across the river from the dam on Rock Island Arsenal to make the shops and the factories. So we're going to head up this trail past the ruins of the steel factory, which you've already seen, and then we're going to go up the forest trail to the ruins of the building where they used to grind the stone at. So we'll see you in a bit. Heading on the forest trail. I'm going to check out some old ruins here. I'm sure I've been by this before, but it's been so many years since this is off the main trail. I don't remember exactly what these ruins look like, whether it's actually remnants of the building or just the concrete foundations or walls like the steel factory. Oh, here we are right here. Looks like what's left of the walls from the stone crushing building. Nice artwork here. Kind of folk art, you know. It's a step above graffiti. It's got a little class to it. So that's down the forest trail. Make sure you check out that map I posted. Magnify it a bit, and it's got every trail, not the smaller mountain bike trails, but every main trail labeled and the directions for you to go. So, and the points of interest, so you can find your way around this island, the hidden gem, quite easily. We're looking at the Rock Island International Harvester Pharma plant in the distance. That's the company my father was retired from. He had 34 years in. Most of his time was spent at the East Moline facility, but he did spend some time here at the Rock Island factory from time to time. Hey, buddy. Little possum. I hope you've enjoyed this area of Sylvan Island, Arsenal Island, and the history involved. I wanted to get a little deeper. I could have gone even more deeper. There's a lot to do out here. It's a hidden gem, and I'm kind of glad it is because it's not overrun by people. This is a great place to go. I'm going to take this time to thank you for watching my channel, for subscribing and commenting and liking, and everything you've done to help me along so far. I have a lot planned for this coming year. I'm going to expand and do some things I think you'll be interested in. So you have a great new year. This is Steve, and I'll talk to you later.